Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dragon Age Eclipse. It's a new RPG series that we're doing on the Drow Detective channel.
It is.
Would everyone really quick like to introduce their characters before we get started here, or do you want to?
I think we should do it during the
organically.
game.
All right, organically introduced. Very well. So we begin our tale in the White City of Chains. The the thinly veiled city of Kirkwall is a place where many different types of people of all shapes and sizes gather and commerce daily. It is probably the most powerful city in the Free Marches as of right now. The year is 946 Dragon, and we open in the Hanged Man Tavern in Kirkwall's Low Town. It is one of the quieter nights in the Hanged Man, which is quite uncommon. This is a very popular gathering place around Kirkwall. However, it seems tonight most people are busy with other affairs they're conducting throughout the city. There are a few ragged-looking commoners, men and women alike, just sitting around sharing drinks and laughs. And around the tavern, easily the most flamboyant character that sticks out to anyone who may be paying attention is a very lavishly dressed Orlesian man. Would you like to describe your character, Lou?
Alright.
You see flamboyant.
Alright, yeah. Flamboyant. Alright, let me figure out what clothes do I have. Alright, so you know like those classic pants that like you have to fucking tie for medieval? Just look up medieval pants. You'll find it. It's the first thing that's on the images.
Have you ever seen pants in rust like burlap? Yeah, it looks like that.
No, it's not burlap pants.
No, burlap.
But
he has some high pants.
He has black pants. He has high boots, buckles and all, right? Each fucking thing. It's straps over it. He got that fucking the bow tie over it. You know what I'm saying? The fucking what is it called? Shoelaces.
No, shoelaces.
Shoelaces, black shoelaces. You got the Jordan.
Air ones.
No, the ones.
And he has a jerkin that is made of cloth. Shut up. It's purple and has golden diamonds embroidered onto it, or not golden diamond, but like embroidered, but like as a design.
Can you explain what jerkin might mean to the viewers who do not know what it means?
Alright, so like you lay out a flat piece of fucking clothes, right? It has a hole in the center, and it's like you just put it on, and then you tie a rope.
So like a poncho kind of?
Yeah, but not as poncho-y.
Okay.
It's like a square or rectangle.
To be fair, I was one of the viewers who did not know what it meant. So.
I second that.
It's okay.
I heard jerkin and thought about something else.
A sleeveless jacket is what comes in.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And then right underneath that, he basically has a white shirt, fucking cream colored, right? It's fucking clean. And then he has, that's all, really. He has golden blonde hair, swooped all the way back.
Can I ask the temperature?
What heart is it?
It is around.
Because that's going to change my outfit.
What about in Kelvin?
This is what he looks like. Yes, I did.
Okay. You knew what my first question was.
I was
I'd
telling
say
Hayden.
I've already seen
maybe around 30 degrees Celsius. Maybe a little lower. It's not like it's quite warm in here compared to like currently the cold nighttime exterior of Kirkwall. But it's not like it's
so
not
if
too
it was
hot.
a season, it would be what season?
So we're currently in the springtime.
Springtime, so like pretty fair temperatures. Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Cool. The character has golden blonde hair, long, like a lion, right? Lion's mane, basically. He has blue eyes, like the fucking sky. And he has a blonde, bushy eyebrows and a clean-shaved face. He looks to be 19, and he is well built. He isn't fucking bodybuilder muscular, but he looked like he lift weights.
Looks like he's an average Joe.
No, not average. He's above average Joe. He's kind of muscular. He kind of looked like he ripping it.
Alright.
It's like Jonas, but-
He goes.
And what is this character's name?
Lou. Lou Blanchard. It's LOUP BLANCHARD.
Yes. So Lou, as your
Is there any babes, hot babes slash men?
Wow.
make me.
Hunks.
It's gonna be perception and what are your perception focuses? Do you have any that might apply?
I don't have any.
Okay.
My
just
character
make
is
me-
not used to
just
diving
make
deep
me
in the crowd. The crowd
perception
comes.
as you're just sort of like analyzing everyone that's sitting around.
That's
the
3d6
tower.
or 2d6.
3d6.
15.
Okay. Easy enough. What was the dragon die number?
5.
Holy shit! You rolled 3 5s.
Yeah.
Um.
Yo, is that roleplay stunt points?
I believe there are adventure stunts, but we might just go over those after the session, just to keep this thing rolling.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'll keep that
looking
in
around, the person who sticks out most to you is likely sitting at the bar or another table around. Hayden, would you like to introduce your character?
Gwyneth Hyde is her name. Very, what's the word? Provocative in dress.
It's probably who I'm looking at.
Very much lingerie is the best way to describe her current outfit because that kind of fits her. But it's like very what's the word?
What are you looking at for here? Like,
The word would be
scantily clad?
yes, very looks very scandalous. Her hair is like it's like a blackish.
Like, rich girl finally snuck out of the parents' house?
It's like a platinum blonde hair. Very like not short, but like about average height. About very like skinny, however, build. Yeah, she just kind of looks like, well, a prostitute.
My man.
Kind of sitting there, has a drink in her hand.
Represent.
Alright, so that is who sticks out, and you want to fully introduce your character's name?
Gwyneth Hyde.
Alright, and that is that's who sticks out the most to you, Lou.
I'll go, winch. Winch. Snap my finger up in the air, try to gather over a barmaid.
Yes.
Amazing.
One comes up to you, just sort of like pumpkiny reddish hair, and freckles just dotted about her face. How may I help you, sir?
How much is the good stuff?
If you're looking at a good ale, it'd run you about 2 silver.
Alrighty then.
Sweat
That's
bullets.
the best we've got.
I'll slide 2 silver coins across the
Alright.
table and I say, can you get me a bottle and that girl's attention for me?
Right away, sir.
Thank you, darling.
And Chris, I would like you to describe very quickly what your character's up to, just so we're
So
all...
probably somewhere off towards the middle, but maybe trying to blend in, being around people, not talking to anybody, head down, with a drink. She's got a hood on right now, very lithe, thin-looking person, elf. Her head's probably very down, but if you even get a little glimpse, you can tell that she's a Dalish elf. She's got the Mythal face paint on. It's like this tree-esque, starting kind of around the nose.
Would my character know Mythal? Or at least that sort of thing?
Make a...
Probably not, but...
What's your intelligence history? Yep.
What is that, cunning? I have heraldry, but I don't have history.
Right. Okay, it would probably just be normal intelligence then, and you can add back a silver. We'll say that the drink was 1 silver.
Okay.
Yep. Just looking.
Boys, I'm about to get
Yeah,
laid.
she's got this
You can afford it now.
I can afford it now.
kind of tree-esque. It starts at her slightly above her top lip, goes up to her forehead, and then branches off across her face, down to her lower part of her cheeks. And you cannot see her ears or her hair from where you're at. She definitely has her ears and hair all either tied back or short enough that you can't see anything.
I rolled a 12 for history. This is
Okay.
some Dalish shit that
Yeah,
I feel like they would-
and Arlesian culture has pretty much absorbed a lot of what the Dalish have tried to preserve. So yeah, you can recognize sort of the usual trappings of the Mythal Valisleen. It is, like as Chris described, very much like a tree, just branching out and all around the face. It is one of the most covering Valisleens there is. Mostly relegated to like the forehead area, but it goes all around.
Okay.
So yeah, you can recognize quite easily.
Oh, also, she looks a little bit older than the other two characters that were presented. Closer to her 30s.
Bro, I'm 19.
I'm about 19.
I think I can still hit it though.
I'm a very early 19s.
Bro, new quest line. Bang a bitch.
I'm early 30s.
Yeah, I forget.
Are you
I
not-
forget that cunning replaces intelligence. So it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You got me. You got me.
I was honest.
Wait,
DMC?
is that DMC?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Not if you label it as a cover. All right. So, this barmaid sort of just goes back behind the little bar setup that they've got. She gets out a fine little bottle of what looks to be some sort of like wine or ale kind of thing. And as she's walking by to go back to Lou's table, she taps you on the shoulder, Gwyneth, and she says, "A Legion boy over there wants your attention."
I kind of like, I turn over to him, look him down. Does he seem decently wealthy?
Yes. He seems more than decently well.
My legs are like.
He seems like he's got money for
I'm in like a
days.
back booth, right?
I'm not
Smokes in
going
the
to say
fucking.
that, right? I go,
Oh yes.
Mans can barely even afford me.
Smoke in the. I like the idea that smoke in the room, right? She looks over and she sees me, right? Fucking dressed to impress. Legs crossed, set on the table. He got two dames on his left and right, and he's staring at you, and you go, all right.
Stands up, kind of like, I guess saunters.
Dame.
Saunters over. I don't know.
That's yeah. That's about right.
Saunter or pompous?
Kind of like sits down.
Pompous is an adjective. Saunter is an action.
I pompously saunter.
I'm going down the stairs, saunterly.
I don't really know what pompous means, but that's okay.
If you actually look up the word pompous in the dictionary, you get a picture of Lou.
As well as a picture of stars for some reason.
Yeah,
Not
he's just
sure
there.
why. Kind of like walks over and like takes a seat.
So, how is your day? Pretty good. Well, how about we make it better?
What might you be?
I think you understand what I'm telling you. So, are you a working girl or are you out to have fun?
Hey,
Work.
I can't even hear you and I'm sitting right here.
Sorry, working.
Working. Well, if that's the case, how much are you worth?
5 silver for the minute.
5 silver.
It doesn't look very much for a manager, but
But I can go to Orlais and find a girl with much prettier features and get her cheaper.
you can try.
Oh, I could.
I know.
Well, when in
I
Rome.
could also go find a man who has prettier features.
When in Rome, I hand her 5 silver coins.
Went into Vinter.
Went
Went into Vinter. Down with the Tevinters. Rome isn't real.
I want to say something off the books, but I'm not going to say it yet. I'll wait till after this.
And Hona, that is the Dalish elf. Hona, Llewellyn. You are like these are two of the most like eye-catching people in the tavern right now.
Right.
Everyone else is sort of like commoner looking, pretty lowly.
Not talking about
peasant type.
anything important.
Yeah. So you're naturally
Drawn?
inclined to these two individuals, especially just seeing them interact. It's definitely the most interesting thing in the tavern right now.
Yeah. She'll listen out and wait for them to start walking away
Alright.
before she makes any moves.
Alright.
step richer.
Hmm?
One step richer, that's I do.
So you guys like, are you guys just sitting there, or you like leave the?
Talking. I'm waiting for it.
Okay.
He's leaving.
Oh yeah, the host always leaves. Oh wait, you're the host.
I am.
Yeah,
Well-
technically, because one, the escort, you're an escort, right? Escorts lead. Escorts are the hosts of the party.
Is this?
I mean,
Is this?
it's likely, like, it's more because the Blooming Rose is all the way up in Hightown right now. It'd be a bit of a trek to get there. It's more realistic to say that Lou has a room at the end that they might use.
I say we wait till you finish this bottle first. Sure, okay. Awooga! Ding, ding, ding!
Gwyneth
Can
is
I-
thinking right that Lou has never laid pipe in his entire life right now.
Oh no, he's late.
That he is never because he seems young and also like very.
When it's definitely
inexperienced.
it's reasonable to come to that conclusion, just given the way that Lou is acting. But Lou obviously
He's
might
very
know
confident and not very straightforward about it. While most men are just like, hey, give me sustenance.
All part of the
Oi,
game, baby.
fun.
Oi, fun tits.
Can I hear what they're talking about? Come on now.
Gwyneth has not
What's
been
your
quiet.
perception?
Yeah,
Gwyneth
I'm not
has
even gonna
been
tell you
quiet.
to make
I'm
a
not being
perception
quiet
for
about
that.
this. I'm not being quiet.
I'm trying to think.
This is her career.
It's very.
Is prostitution illegal?
No, it's very
I-
legal.
I don't-
Hightown is like a very sort of like upper class aristocratic type place, and that's where the brothel is in Kirkwall.
Orlais
So yeah.
isn't really bad about prostitution, is it?
Not really.
Specifically, the game.
Like, it's a little different in Orlais. Like,
Scandalous.
um,
On a one.
it's more like there's not really a lot of trading sex for money in Orlais. There's a lot of like trading information for sex and stuff like that. It's not always monetary based in Orlais, and there are very few actual like brothels that can make a proper profit.
I'm happy I'm on the same page here because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get information. This is internal monologue for Lou.
With God?
Yeah, with God. Hey, God. Alright, the maker. What's up? What's good? How's Divine Justinia doing? Oh, wait.
The current divine is Divine Victoria.
Why is she in this one Eclipse?
This is the Dragon Age.
This sucks.
This is
Not
she
as-
didn't name this age.
Not as cool.
Wasn't Justinia... There was a recent Justinia.
Justinia the Fifth she died in 941 Dragon. It is currently 946 Dragon.
Okay.
Divine Justinia, Divine Victoria used to be, or at least rumor says she used to be the spy master for the Inquisition, and she became the new divine, and so far she's been the most radical divine in all of history.
God, I hope she gets pegged
She has
for a martyr.
like since she came into power about, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, she's made radical reforms. She's completely allowed the mages to be of free will. She's allowed men to participate as chantry priests, and other like revered fathers are now a thing. It would just be revered mothers as the head of the church. There was in Orlais, you definitely know about this. There was very notably a
Power shift.
there was a religious rebellion actually that gathered steam against her, and it just went away over the course of a few weeks, just bit by bit, as some of the main leaders behind it were mysteriously killed.
Oh, gee!
Divine Victoria is also known to be rather ruthless. Isn't necessarily the word.
Precise.
But she's very swift to take action.
She doesn't really
and
give
she doesn't much care for diplomatic
Can
solutions.
you get voted out of being like a divine?
It hasn't happened before.
Impeach.
But theoretically, if the chantry didn't like the divine enough, theoretically they could replace her.
Imagine being divine, right, and then getting impeached.
I'd be
What are you gonna do?
pissed.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna... Me and this sex worker is going to state
Me
outside.
and this person of sex.
This
Me
sex-
and fleshlight.
This sex figure.
Right.
So you guys just stay?
Yeah, we're gonna finish a bottle.
Okay. Then I will just listen to the conversation.
Alright. Well then, I'll whisper over to you. So, how long have you been in Kirkwall?
How long has it been? It's been pretty much my entire life.
Your entire life, you say?
Give or take.
So I would assume that you know your way around all the city?
Yeah.
Well, being an escort, wouldn't it be a part of your duty to escort me where I want to go?
To a certain extent, yes.
Okay. Well, I would like to be escorted around the city. Show me all the fancy places. Shit! Surprise.
Sex work isn't really an elven thing. I don't
Not
know how
really.
much I understand about what's actually going on here.
Yeah, for
I think that Hona's like, oh.
And
she's
then once
going
we
to-
are done, we will bang!
She's thinking, oh, this is a guide. She's gonna guide
yeah,
him around the
Hona,
city.
like,
She's never seen sex.
Well, no.
We ain't all virgins here.
yeah, she's definitely like not really privy to the whole idea of sex work. An elven or Delish culture, usually a pair is like binded to each other through either like ritual or through just like belief or prophecy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like a pair will become soulbound eventually. It's usually known by the two as well. Like around when you're 15 or 14, if you want to get married, like it's a whole little process.
Yeah, it's a whole
yeah.
ordeal. So
Yeah.
this just doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna she stands up, walks over to their table.
Why?
Do you want some fun too?
Well, what do we have? What do we have here?
I've done 3 in a row.
I was.
Stick out my hand.
She doesn't shake your hand.
Do they not teach you manners in the forest?
Gwen just kind of like giggles at that. She's like,
Shinlan. Anyways, you. I was.
Wouldn't be the first time getting called that.
I was overhearing. You are a guy?
you can say that.
You know much about the city.
Yes.
If I needed information, where would be the best place that isn't here?
I'm going to stand up and be like, hey, wait a minute.
Hey.
Wait your turn. I bought this bitch once.
I always think so.
Silver?
Refunds
Refunds are a lot? Well, you said it's the best night of my life.
Yes.
I would like to experience such a thing.
Always have
It's
to
your
wait.
business.
Having no manners. Always have to wait what you need.
Your business.
She just looks like she doesn't understand
What
what's going
sounds
on.
like the
with
best
her.
place to get like information in this town?
So either the Hanged Man, where you guys are right now, the Blooming Rose, which is the brothel, Darktown, which is sort of like the undercity of the place. You've got Darktown, which is where all the really poor and destitute, like homeless people reside. It's usually like under the city, and like ratways and sewers and shit like that. You got Lowtown, which is the common area, and Hightown, which is the fancy rich area. Looking here.
Are you, boy, knowledgeable?
About what? That would be, about this city?
About everything.
Well, I like to read, but I wouldn't say I'm quite knowledgeable. I, had a limited amount of time to read. It wasn't really something that I was allowed to do. I had much more important things to do in Orlais for my family.
My culture is important.
Hmm?
My culture is important. You can read now.
Well, I could always. Well, you got the point. I shouldn't be here anyways. I started out on breaking rules already.
The Blooming Rose is a nice place. It's in Hightown, correct?
Yes.
Hightown.
Huh?
Alright.
Blow me. What?
Sorry, old man. I'm about to fucking give you cardiac
This is a
arrest.
loud. This is a loud bar.
I'm about to give you cardiac arrest.
Lou, is your Mabari currently on the Admiral's ship?
Probably.
Fucking
Okay.
Mabari.
Mabari is a very intelligent breed of dog.
Okay, that makes much more sense. I was like, what the fuck is a Mabari?
I feel like it wouldn't be allowed here. They're probably unloading my luggage.
Probably.
The Blooming Rose.
Alright.
So be careful whenever walking in there. There's some odd people.
She just looks at you for a minute.
I just stare right back. Give you a little wink. Little quick smile. Are you here to have fun with her too? I guess I could make room. We can all have a threesome.
It's 10 silver.
10 silver? Well, you'll have to push in. I've already put in my pile.
What do you speak of? Have fun?
I don't know much.
Hmm?
Well, I don't.
Have fun?
Yes. This is a sex worker. No?
Prostitute.
Sorry, madame.
Your words have no meaning to me.
People pay me to
Right.
have sex with me.
Why?
I get money.
Why?
They get sex. It's fun.
People pay you?
Yes, pay me. They give me silver. Well, it's been in gold before. We don't gotta talk about that.
A gold?
So 20 dudes.
Oh my!
I hear culture.
Well,
And she'll walk back to where she was, but take some notes.
People pay for sex here. It's funny.
I'm gonna lean over really close. 20? Like, oh. I'm glad I did not skip on you. Let's go start now. Come. Do not come. I'm gonna come.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you watching porn? Like, no, I'm with the science team.
Whenever we're going up to the stair, right? To my room, I go, will you call me step bro?
Alright, Johnny.
Well, you got him.
Alright, Johnny Sins. Let's go. Are you a fucking doctor or an astronaut tonight?
World's deadliest criminal. No, oh my god.
Alright, so Hunter, you see the two of them walk off to some room in the tavern, presumably.
Okay. Endurance.
Hold on. I need to ask a question.
What?
Is there any form of like contraception in this world?
I mean, you're a mage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you're a blood mage. Turn your baby into power.
Whoa. Spoilers, and she's not a blood mage.
Ah, that's right.
Wait, that's actually a fucking genius idea.
Morgan.
Pregnant to have extra. Oh.
Bro, it's like a fucking battery. It just takes 6 months.
Okay,
It just takes 6 to 9 months to recharge.
Holy shit.
Cameron in a bag. Or like Death Stranding.
Dude, that's
Hey.
You mean walking simulator?
I love the game.
I hate that game.
Of course you
That
do.
sounding's pretty good.
It's a walking simulator.
That's what someone
And
would
its physics
think
is
about.
so. Its physics are so 8. So. I have a lot.
Oh,
A really
that's
good
pretty good.
soundtrack.
It has a really good soundtrack.
Monster.
She like sits there for a little bit, realizes the usefulness of this place has kind of lost its edge, and will wander around for a little bit outside.
Alright. So going outside.
Can I have a street scene?
Are you going to specifically follow up?
Eventually, but she's
Gwen's-
going for a walk.
Let's
Alright.
roll for what is it? What would it be? Dexterity?
Tightness.
Shut writing.
Stop.
2 5s and a 6.
Hang on, roll for writing. Roll for writing.
Oh my god. We're actually doing this.
It's already a terrible idea. This campaign's a fucking dud. It was a
6,
blank.
5,
I'm
1.
sorry, it didn't go out.
6 5 1.
11. I got 11. What'd you
6.
get?
8, 9, 10,
12.
12. 13.
Damn.
Introduction is included. Wait, if it's
It is your job.
Wait, no, 16. Wait, if I got 17, 18, 19, 19.
Nice. Oh wait.
I'm good at writing. That's where my focus is.
Wait, what?
I have a focus. There's a focus called writing.
Yeah,
And I look
I
at
have
you.
it too.
And
You only get a +2 though.
I look at. Oh yeah, no, I added 2.
Oh okay.
Right.
Anyways,
I said, I
hold
said,
on.
hey, true.
So you're just sort of walking around, and eventually, like, a few hours pass. And Kirkwall's a big town, but you're very environmentally aware. For the first few days you were in Kirkwall, this big, like, city made of walls and all these weird fucking spikes for railings on staircases and shit. It was all very, very unnatural to you. It's not like Wycombe. At all. I mean, they have the similar, like, they're both port cities, but that's about it as far as similarities go. So the first few days you were very confused. It was almost like sort of labyrinth type structure. Eventually you made your way around the city after a few days, and you sort of like started mapping out at least little areas in your head, and you managed to make your way up to Hightown. And entering the Red Lantern district, you do see the Blooming Rose building that Gwen was talking about.
I believe this is the place. So walk in.
Alright.
She got fucking.
I need to check something in my notes real quick.
Have you ever had like a trash bag like an equivalent?
Yes, I have.
I just described something so funny to John Ross, and it was amazing.
So that's what you are?
No,
Oh, that's
she's
not
like
you?
the exact opposite.
Oh, okay.
Like,
How do you do it? What's your secret? How do you keep it so clean,
I'm not
so tight?
So I.
What the fuck? I just stop! Stop! You
Have
both
you
of
ever
you.
held a trash bag in like the wind?
This is the opposite.
It's the exact opposite.
I don't want to ever speak to you again. Alright. So. Alright. Walking in to the Blooming Rose, you see like similarly clad characters to Gwyneth all around.
Maybe they all are guides.
They have,
That is toxic. You're like talking about trash.
they have a guide guild. They have a guide guild.
They have a guide guild. Oh.
That's a thing in
Perfectly
Waterdeep.
still can you be invisible?
The escorts.
Yeah, sort of walking in, very like men and women as well, dressed in very similar styles. Seems to be like as the night's gone on, there are a few patrons in here drinking, because there is a bar here as well. There are a few patrons out here, and many more of these workers like Gwyneth, just sort of like going around and tending to them. And the most notable one you see is, especially for you, it's this elven woman, and she has the Valisleen of Endrul on her face. And she's sort of sitting at one of the longer tables sort of near the end. You can tell she's a worker here. And she's just sort of like staring off with this sort of longing kind of look on her face.
Alright. Helena will take a minute to like look around, gather her thoughts, and then walk up to this woman.
Alright. You sort of walk up, and she like like you have to sort of basically sit down in front of her and just sort of like tap the table a little bit to sort of get her attention. She says, "Oh, I apologize. Were you looking for
I think
service?
a guide is what I was told.
A guide?
I'd
I-
like information.
They won't do anything.
Are you knowledgeable?
I wouldn't consider myself to be.
Is anybody in here knowledgeable?
We do have a quantum mechanics physicist right over there, but I mean.
Well, I'm here on the weekend.
This is his off hours, so.
But he's in a lap dance in the back, so we gotta.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait.
This isn't really a place to learn in EC. You might not find what you're looking for here.
Any rumors?
Are you new to Kirkwall?
Yes.
How long have you been away from your clan?
Couple weeks. Yes, I.
So you're not really used to this whole.
No.
Right. Why exactly do you find yourself in Kirkwall? Did your clan kick you out?
No. I'm looking for someone.
Looking for who?
Why not with your clan?
I had to leave my clan a long time ago. It's
By choice or by force?
it's something I'd rather not speak about.
I
Personally.
just need. By choice?
A bit of both.
Hmm. She thinks for a moment. How long were you with your clan?
19 to 20 years of my life.
When did the elves leave? It was recently, right?
About a year or two ago.
Right, recently.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you for your guidance. Stand up.
You're welcome.
And now, kind of, almost a little bit more understanding of what's going on. Walks out of the little.
Right.
Or begins to walk out.
Okay.
And there's nobody else that really looks
Wrap it
too.
around it, right? But whenever they're done with it, they just and then they tie it.
Okay. So as you're sort of like getting like you're standing up and you're getting ready to leave, she sort of like grabs your wrist for a second and sort of like makes her own move to get up. Wait up. I see that bow there on your back. Are you the fighting sort?
Kind of. I hunt.
I've it's a little embarrassing, but a friend of mine has gone missing, and
Elf?
yes, but not like us. He's he used to visit every night, and he said he was going someplace dangerous, and he hasn't come back since. I believe he was with others. My friend Gwyneth, she was supposed to be looking for people to go and find him, but since you're here, perhaps you could help.
That name. Sure. What do you know of this man? Or where he went?
I know he spoke of some cave not too far up Sundermount. That's the big mountain that shadows the place. Clan Morethi used to be located up there, but they lost their keeper a while ago, and it's a sad tale with them.
Oh, so you just clown on him? So a cave up the mountain.
As I am to understand, and not too far from Kirkwall, but he didn't really say much.
for 15 seconds.
And what does this man have? Is he not another?
Oh, no.
He's well, he doesn't come from around the free marches, if that's what you mean. He's more northern.
This is like the first 15 seconds, right?
Alright.
You're stunned, but then you're like, alright, normal.
I'll
I've had this before. 20 minutes.
keep it on my mind.
Thank you very much. I don't have much to offer in the way of compensation, but I'm sure I can arrange something for you.
Can be someone more knowledgeable.
Very well. And then she just sort of lets go.
And then she'll walk out of the building.
Huh?
What? We're role playing.
Now, okay.
We've been role playing.
So for anybody
We've been
who's
role-playing
listening
this
this
entire
far,
time.
I see them over the corner of my eye while I'm role playing, doing like hand movements and shit. I'm like, what the hell is going
For
on?
like time bows. For example, actually I can't go into that.
No,
Let's
no.
just say, right, so John Ross was like, have you ever aired out like a trash bag? Like a whoosh, and it was really funny for about 5 minutes. John Ross made me cry.
Now, this is Chris not remembering.
I
Your
also-
character's name's thought so.
Alright,
Gwyneth Hyde.
another
What do you
thing,
want to
right?
know?
I used my I may have lasted only 5 minutes, but I used my role playing stunt to
She
impress.
stunned me for right. I was stunned for 15 seconds. And then I was like, wait a minute, hold on, take it out.
Wait a
I put
minute.
it back in, like I like, inflate.
I may have came first, but I impressed them for 15 seconds. They were taken aback. That's all that matters.
Kinda like kicks out.
I've been on the boat for 2 months, man. I've let my guard drop.
Kicks out flash position.
Oh yeah, are we doing the classic?
She's
saving-
gonna go back to the hangman.
Alright. So it'll be it's
How long?
it's easily around midnight when she comes back. And it was sort of around 8 or 9 when
Okay.
you guys
Alright,
all
can we role play after sex?
Yeah.
She just-
I mean,
Well, this is happening whenever you should.
sure, I mean you two are both in the room.
She takes out a flask, kind of like puts it back on her clothes. Just fucking just takes a drink of it.
Lou is gonna take a drag from his cigarette,
Hitting every stereotype
and then
tonight, aren't we?
and then look at Gwen and go, was that as good for you as it was for me? Woo! You know what? I've been on sea for about 2 months. I haven't had the chance to get freshened up.
Try to increase your stamina. Anyways, I'm gonna go back and.
You're right.
I'm
My
gonna go-
dexterity is quite low.
I'm gonna try to work. She kind of heads downstairs, kind of.
Wait. How old are you?
19.
19. Same as me.
Early.
Ah. I just turned 19. Well, 2 months ago I turned 19 too.
Kind of bows her head and closes the door.
What a weird coincidence.
Heads downstairs.
It's almost
and
like 19 is
sits back
basically
in
the
the
legal
same
age.
seat that she was at earlier, right? Drink in hand, and she goes, well. And then.
So hold on, you walk back in, you see Gwen sitting there at the bar, Lou nowhere in sight right now.
Hair very frizzy.
She wants to. You. When?
What is that?
I met you. I never asked her name today.
No.
I need to get better about that.
Okay.
She had the same markings. Well, not the same, but.
Is there?
This is it's most likely Sapphire. At the mention of Valis like there used to be some more Dalish women working for the brothel, especially back when Clan Morethi was still around. But now it's pretty much just Sapphire.
Sapphire. She's lovely.
Sure. You were supposed to be looking for her friend.
Yes,
You are?
I am here.
You seem to be drinking.
Much. Helps one forget.
You people just don't make sense.
Do you not drink?
I drink like normal elves.
Water? Or
Yes.
like alcohol?
Not often. Anyways, you are looking for His friend, correct?
Yes. That's
Why are you here still?
I'm here to discuss this information with my ass.
Well, we have the information needed. He is lost up in the mountains.
I can't go to the mountains
Why not?
because I'll get slaughtered out there.
Why?
There's plants,
Yes.
animals.
Yes.
I can't do it.
Yes, you,
You might be able to. You're all boners and things. I'm a prostitute.
you're saying words that don't make sense.
I can't seduce the fucking wolves who are about to eat my ass. They're just gonna eat my ass and then kill me.
I mean.
If you act non-hostile towards them, they should stay out of your way.
What if they're hungry?
There's plenty to eat. Most of the time, they're content with not
Also,
eating.
I don't like to be alone.
Unless you're in their territory.
How do I know where their territory is?
When they start getting angry, you're in their territory.
See, I don't know.
Or you
these
can
things.
stay in tree line.
I don't know. You know, you're from fucking
Just stay out of their way.
the wilderness.
Stay hidden.
I
Anyway,
can't-
you're going with me.
Lou, about this time, after getting dressed, is gonna just saunter down the stairs, tying up his belt.
We'll come back 5 minutes.
I mean,
5 minutes, that's your name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes.
it is very much my name. And
Gwyneth, and that's a long name. I'll just call you 5.
alright, Lou is also good, but
Why have 2 names?
well,
I agree.
someone so grandiose as me, why not?
What's grand about you?
Well, I am noble blood.
Noble?
I am a noble. I am
Very rich family.
I am the son of Duke Alvin Blanchard de Montaigne.
Never fucking heard of that dude, gonna be honest. There's about
Well,
13 other people named
You
Duke.
are from Kirkwall. It's quite a ways. Well,
I suppose then I'm nobility,
oh, really?
I think.
Well, what do you do?
I'm the first of my clan.
Oh, the first.
Yes.
Would I know what the first
Like,
is?
you made your own clan?
I mean,
That would be a little more hard.
I'll
roll for it, baby.
Like you made your own
Yeah,
clan?
roll
or
no.
you
Alright, well, I got a 5 on my
were
dragon.
firstborn?
No, go, yeah. Those, okay.
Well,
so yeah,
well.
Every Dalish clan has anywhere from 1 to 3 mages. Always, the keeper of the clan is always the mage. They are tasked with keeping the history of the clan going and passing their knowledge onto their apprentice. Their apprentice is often called the first. And in some rare occasions, they also have a second apprentice known as the second, just in case.
Okay.
Is there a second?
So there's the keeper, then the first, which
Or
is like
third,
the
or-
keeper's apprentice.
Yes.
And then the
Third.
second is also the keeper's apprentice.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there
How do they? I feel like my character actually wouldn't know how it would choose who
Yeah,
would be the
he
next
just
keeper.
he just knows the
About
names,
that.
the titles.
So like you were the firstborn, the first mage.
He is actually
First
the apprentice of the
warrior.
keeper of their clan.
That's-
I got a roleplay stun. I use stun. You are stunned for 15 minutes.
Minutes?
Seconds.
Seconds.
She is. She's.
She is in their training for being the next keeper for her clan.
No,
Alright, 5 seconds actually. Are you?
So you are knowledgeable.
I said I read
In
books. I don't
certain
know much things. I just read. But with
Then you will go with us as well.
Hey Drew, in this episode
The
we
what?
titled,
You are going
Gwyneth
with us
and
as
Lou
well.
have sex.
where?
To the
And
mountain.
they audibly say it.
Adventure?
Yes.
Why
We are
didn't
to
you-
save an elf.
An elf? We're to save an elf.
No.
What's
my,
the
One
gender?
of my friends, Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Didn't
Well,
Female?
it says Sapphire's
A lady in trouble.
Sapphire's-
Why didn't you say so? Let's go save a damsel.
Don't explain it to me.
Damsel?
Don't ask
Elf.
me. Yes.
Elf.
Damsel's a little- She's not a princess fighting in a tower. Oh, Rapunzel let down your hair.
All
She
women-
turns around and begins
Fucking
walking.
slut.
Lorna turns
Oh.
around and begins walking out.
all women
Alright.
are princesses.
Yes, okay.
Hona has begun walking outside of the hanged man now.
I need to go get my dog.
I begin to spawn. I was kind of.
I'll follow behind and be like, wait, why are you leaving so soon? I swear this never happens.
She stops. Wait. Maybe not at night.
Well, that's a good thing. I must see my boat captain. I came in here from a boat,
Right.
and I must see to my captain to see if my luggage and me dog are unloaded, basically.
Then we can wait the day.
Well, okay. Meet here. When should we meet here?
Are you leaving?
I got to go to the dock.
Are you leaving?
Wow. No, I'm not leaving.
I'll go with you to the dock.
Oh, you coming with us?
Yes, I don't want you running away. You're knowledgeable.
I'll follow. I've got much else to do.
Well, I liked you. I would like to know more about you.
No, you wouldn't.
I beg to differ. I was very interested about my house elves.
I'm sorry.
I am very interested about Danish elves. To the docks!
They arrived tonight,
The boat's already here.
and you haven't been there.
I came here right after because they were unloading the boat.
Oh,
We came from Olay
right.
to here,
Yes.
and I came from Olay to here on the same boat, and now they're unloading the boat with luggage.
You didn't wait for them to unload?
Well, they told me to go find something to do while they unloaded.
There's
And
that much
I
on the
waited.
boat?
I waited here on.
Why didn't you just help me?
It's not my job.
It's a bit lame. It's not my job to be a guide.
Well, I asked if you wanted to.
No,
You
are-
also declined it.
I said sure if you want.
Okay. Well, I'm going to the dock, and you're coming with me.
Do you need help with that or something?
I can find my way back. Okay.
So she like whispers under her breath. I don't understand these humans. Don't make sense.
And I don't hear it. My perception's low.
Bye.
So who is going to the docks?
I think
This
all of
isn't
us
Dragon
are.
Age.
All three of you?
This isn't drag. What?
I can't. Yeah, we're all going. All three of us going to the docks.
Alright.
Alright, so the Kirkwall shit that happened, right?
Yes.
That happened how long ago?
Well, close
I'm Dragon Age 2
to
stuff.
9 years.
9 years?
9
So
years ago.
she was 10.
She was around 10 when the Kunari uprising. No. She was around 7 when the Kunari uprising happened. She was around 10 when the Mage Rebellion happened.
Same
That
as me.
comes in line with her.
On the way there, I'll go, so, tell me, what was it like in Kirkwall during all this crazy stuff that happened, like the Kunari uprising?
Hell.
In the books, there was a lot of great heroes, like Hawk and,
Whenever you're not one of those heroes, it isn't too good.
you got a point. Shit. I never thought of it like that.
Whenever you see people just get fucking slaughtered, just killed left and right, isn't too fun.
Are you humans not used to that?
Did you?
Well, kinda, actually, I'm kinda used
I've
to it.
never seen a man die.
Yeah,
Or
he has.
anyone died.
He's 5 minutes after all.
Well, you seem to kill a bunch of elves.
I personally don't like the killing of elves.
I'm actually a big fan of those.
Hmm.
That
Continue walking.
I was really well liked amongst my house elves, which they were bots basically.
that's kind of like they had to like you.
Well,
You had house elves.
I didn't order them around, and
Well,
I
you
tried my
had
best.
them.
It's not my fault. I didn't. It was my father's doing, and my mother. Which my mother didn't really say much against my father. She was too drunk to do it.
I don't blame her.
I don't either.
Do all humans drink when they have problems?
Yes.
Not all, but most. There's a reason why we have meetings. I personally have one myself.
You just go to Alcoholics Anonymous? You go to AA meetings?
Particulars Anonymous.
Shut
up.
Shut up.
Guys, I keep making too many bombs.
Guys, help.
You're good to go to Sorry.
They won't
Okay.
get that reference.
So as you're approaching the dock, and specifically the ship that Lou got here on, it's a rather it's a smaller ship. It's nothing too grandiose or anything like that, but it's rather recognizable. It's a sturdy ship. It could easily just get shit done, but it's not too recognizable. You couldn't spot it from a distance among other ships. And as you approach, you hear sort of like the grunts of men and women alike, sort of unloading all their sorts of cargo onto the docks. seems like they're about finishing up. Although you see, many of them are like already slacking off and wanting to just retire for the night. You hear this one woman's voice call above it all. Come on now, put your backs into it. Something about heaving and hoeing? I know about that. And you can very easily detect you can very easily detect that this is Admiral Isabella, just calling out to the crew.
Alright.
And she's on the docks right now, just sort of like guiding and giving instructions. Very flamboyantly dressed woman. She has this just wide-brimmed hat with a few feathers sticking out of it. Very typical sort of like private style clothing, a little low cut in certain areas. And as you approach, she like sort of turns around to confront you. Ah, pretty boy's back, and you've brought yourself a pair of trumpets. How lovely. We've had to keep your Mabari locked up in your cabin ever since you left. That thing has
perfect.
serious,
Just what I'm here for.
serious problems with separation.
I'm really gonna blush a little.
I don't
Capitan, I would
think
like to
this
see
makes
my.
sense.
Where's my luggage? Where's my stuff?
What is it?
Yes, we've got it hauled off over here,
are
and
we
she
all
sort of just
dressed like
guides you.
Me? Oh, I guess.
She guides you just like a little area where all your luggage has sort of been.
You said that the Marbury's in
What
a
is
cage.
it?
The Mabari is currently locked in your cabin. That's what she said.
Do you mind if I let him out? I feel like he needs to run after a
She
long trip.
she just tosses the key to you. You can deal with it.
I'll go to. I run past my shit. Right?
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's shit. I open up the door and go. Woo! Come here, below.
He sort of jumps up and like instantly just starts
Who's
barking,
that good dog?
licking your face.
What's
Who's
the dog?
that gonna booze
What's
us?
the good like? What does the dog look like?
All right, think pit bull but taller.
It's kind of like a mastiff.
Oh yeah, mastiff mixed with a pit bull.
Yeah. So Lou just sort of leaves you two outside with this captain-looking woman. She just sort of like eyes you guys up and down. So what's the story with you?
He lasted 5 minutes.
I'm not in there.
That's about right.
He lasted 5 minutes. She's gonna help me find that person, and also want to go to the mountains.
All right. Cool.
He's gonna go with us apparently.
I was just wondering if anyone else needed, quick getaway. What your situation was. Okay.
Why would we need to get away?
I usually don't inquire as to the reasons behind my passengers.
Some people do not want to stay in this place for.
It makes sense. It's built weird.
Also, they have
Most towns are built weird though.
political issues, mental issues. Their wife is fucking insane. I knew it was like that. His wife got us.
Nagging wife.
I feel like it's just like an awkward, like 5 minutes of all of us just standing here like.
It's just like a
Lou opens
just-
the door.
She
The
just-
dog.
Hona
Take
just crosses
Jesse.
her
It's like, no,
arms.
it's Perry.
No, it acts just like Jesse.
Perry
Stands
and Jesse.
Oh yeah, actually, you know what? It acts like Perry. I think that's better.
Alright, so eventually Lou comes back on the docks with his dog.
Is it on a leash?
No.
Is it? No.
It doesn't even have a collar. I should get a collar for a +3 defense, +3 attack.
Yes, he's
There's
got
actually
this.
no way.
And Dragon Age Origins, that's an option.
Thank fuck.
You could also give it War Paint, which gives it better con and like resistance
That
to
makes no sense.
health.
Explain.
It's magical War Paint.
That's stupid. Paint can't be magic.
We're in a world where you can literally just be like, yeah, your broken leg fixed.
Yes. What's
Nah.
this? My child's alive? I'm gonna use that for black magic. Fucking turn on a vacuum called
Siphon.
Me like. Yo, look at the pre-50 bot.
Bro, that'd be a good like side quest or whatever. It's like, oh, there's this kid that's extremely meek, and it turns out his mom was using him as like a battery for her magic. She was a blood mage.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I wouldn't kill her.
Lou, you're back on the docks.
Woo! What's good, everyone?
And he has this huge dog following behind
How
him.
tall is
I
the
got
dog?
my shit with me. A dog?
Yeah, how tall?
Aren't they like 3 feet?
About 2 to 3 feet tall.
They're as tall as a dwarf.
Yeah.
What's it, Mark?
3 feet.
A dwarf would lose a fucking
3
fight.
feet, 4 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Lou is 6'1", so for people at home, half my size.
Ross is not. Wait. Half your
Quadruple my
size.
size.
You're not 12. Wait. Am I stupid?
What's 6 half? What's half of 6? 3.
No, I realize that. I realize that. If you are at home, right, and couldn't fucking figure that one out, you are actually brain dead.
I didn't say his height.
If you said that the dog was, never mind. I'm not gonna go on it. Never mind.
Do you? Well, you just came here.
Yes.
Do you have a home? A place
I
to
think I probably would have a home.
Home in the general
I probably have
region
a home
or
with
all over the
Sapphire.
world
I feel
that
like
there's
that
Yeah.
would make
known?
sense.
You probably have a home like in Lowtown.
Yeah, Lowtown. Yes, I do.
What place to stay?
Yes.
Oh, for the night. No, I don't. I guess I have the host or the smoking place.
You met Sapphire. It's me and her.
Ah, all right.
We can stay.
How long of a journey would it be to find your friend? Do you suppose?
How far are those mountains?
They're not too far out, from what I was told.
Not too far.
Great.
And maybe a few days. For being
Oh,
safe.
Sundermount, like, it completely eclipses Kirkwall. Like, it's sort of right outside the door, essentially.
I get the reference.
It's just
Eclipse.
yeah, like to actually get to Sundermount wouldn't be much walking at all.
But to scale it, I presume, would take fucking years.
Yes, to scale it would take quite a bit.
Is it like the Mount Everest of this universe?
No,
Damn.
not by a long
What's
shot.
the Mount Everest?
Fucking I don't know.
Avenger.
All love. Tender. Then we stay at your place.
Wow. You'll allow me to stay at your home?
Why not? Why wouldn't she?
Hmm?
Why wouldn't she?
You're sleeping on the couch.
The couch?
Yes, a couch. Wait. So imagine, you know what a bed is, right? Presume, since you're from...
I would like to make a roll, do Dalish
Do I
know what
get-
beds are?
What if doesn't know what, I mean, like, she knows about, a lot about, like, elves, right? But, like, she doesn't really know about, like, your culture. So...
I read a couple
bed,
books.
right?
Once or twice. And an elf told
To
me
sleep on.
a thing or two.
It's like a bed, but, for
That's as much as I know too, was
sitting
like 2
down.
things.
All right.
But he can just lay.
And it was Day and Lish. That's all the elf told me.
Or but I eventually have somewhere where you don't have it.
All right. Then we'll start heading to your.
No, the
Well,
home.
Your humble abode.
Hona goes to leave. She begins walking, and then she stops. I don't know where I'm going. So you can lead.
The escort.
For some reason, I don't believe she's very good at guiding people.
It depends on what you mean. Guiding as in...
That's very good at guiding him.
Wow.
Anyways, 5. Let's get going.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Tell me, I never even caught your name, I think. What is your name?
Hona.
Han...
Ha.
Ha?
Ha.
Ho?
Na.
Na.
Mm.
Hona.
Mm.
Hona.
That translates to...
Can I just say no?
Na.
Ha. Na. Okay, I'll...
Hona.
Hona. I'll practice.
What does that translate to?
Hona.
It is Hona.
Nice.
Kind of again heading home. Like, boom, boom.
Right, yep.
Boom.
Did you tell us about the tattoo? Like, what did you tell the party the tattoo?
No.
I'll ask. That's a sleeve. Is it
Sleeve?
the face paint? It starts with the name, the god that you worship. What's it their name? Starts with the name.
Marky.
Go ahead.
You said it. It was like not Mithril. What's her name? What's it?
It's
Okay,
Mythal.
Mythal.
It's Mythal.
Reclaim Terraria.
Mythal?
Yes.
Is that your?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I saw it in a book once. I saw all of them.
Surprised it wasn't destroyed.
I made a special request.
You're not wrong.
It was for academic.
Surprised that you know anything about our culture at all.
Oh well, I find it important to know everyone else's culture. So that way I don't misjudge or inappropriately offend. I also am very fond of the Dalish. They have very interesting methods of existence.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Well, I don't know what it's like not to have a.
Methods of existence.
Well, they are always on the move. I want to know what that is like. I'm always been in one place. So, a static life I've lived. I want to see what it's like to live on the move, like what the Dalish do.
Most Danish.
Hmm.
I prefer it if we were always moving. I don't like sitting still.
Does your clan not move?
It's complicated.
I see. I see. I don't suppose that I will be allowed to meet your clan. It would be quite awkward for both parties, I feel.
Question, so about your clan, does it start with a K or a C? Like clan-wise, because one of those could be really bad.
You get to Sapphire.
Thank you.
Sapphire and Gwen's home. Saph and Gwen. And you sort of like you open it up, and Sapphire's just sort of like in the sitting room right now. She's in a nightgown, like getting ready to go to sleep. And
guests.
yeah, I think she sees Lou at first, and she's like, "Oh, you've brought the patron home," and then.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Was a patron.
And then she sees Hona coming behind. She says, I see.
Toofer. We are having an orgy tonight, ladies.
No. Unless you have 5 more gold. Or 5 or sorry, you have 5 more silver.
You're gonna have to pay this time.
You keep saying words I don't understand.
Don't ask.
Orgy is
Don't,
sex.
no,
but
don't explain.
Well, do you want to know our culture? I'm attempting to understand yours. Wouldn't it be rude if you didn't try to learn ours?
I don't care for
Dude, that
you.
guy has
I
such
don't
a
care.
big penis. Oh my god. He's
Alright,
you
fine.
hear a lot of people. Well, he was that's 5 minutes. He was a patron. This is
Hana?
You're setting out tomorrow then?
Yes, the mountains.
Good.
I'm going to walk up to Sapphire and I'll stick out my hand.
All right. She like except like puts her
I kiss it.
phone.
He's sleeping on the couch.
You have seduction, right?
Yep.
Roll that.
I got.
Oh my god, you got another fucking. You got
I didn't roll good, but
stun.
hang on. So 9, 10, 11, 12. But I got a stunt point, so I'm gonna stun him for 15 seconds.
She like she blushes as you sort of kiss her hand and just sort of stays a little still for like a few seconds there. She's I've that's
Bitch, quit being
thank
so
you.
fucking shy.
I was
Spit it
not
out.
told that a princess was staying here. You did not say such a thing at all.
You flatter me, sir.
Not very smooth.
Okay. Where might the dog stay? Is it even allowed inside? Outside? Well, I'd rather sleep outside with him than in here.
Then do that.
Okay then. Come, Willow.
You're in
We are off.
You're in Lowtown.
I am in Lowtown.
It's gonna get fucking bugged.
She sort of like looks at the
The dog.
Sapphire looks at the dog. And you know that she's always had a bit of a fondness for animals. She's a Dalish.
That dog is huge. It is huge.
I'll let it stay in my room tonight.
It can sleep. You know what? He likes people. He could stay.
I can tell.
He is not currently eating us.
Dogs? What about them? A great
I
companion?
haven't had
Hunter?
I haven't had the privilege of speaking to Amabari in a long time.
Oh, you have spoken to them before. This is kind of the first time I've ever met one.
It is a lesser known Dalish practice. I used to be quite good at it, but
Dog can fucking talk.
I haven't spoken to many animals in my years since coming here.
I've read that most great heroes have a Mabari, so I thought I would get one myself.
Well, I
And
certainly
I can
see it as
understand
fitting.
why they would want one. Start fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Well,
good?
Fanboy.
if you're going to save Ben, then I can certainly see that it fits you.
You cherish my pleasure. Oh, stop! I am flustered. I can't even speak now. You are such a doll.
Hannah.
Thank
no,
you,
she's
sir.
an elf.
She's a good host too, and not by
No,
that
she's
mean.
an elf.
She is an elf.
Yes.
I recognized.
Right. And with that, everyone sort of recedes to their sleeping arrangements. Whereas
I will sleep outside. Just nearby.
Well,
We are losing.
I'll. If it.
You know, people tend not to mess with daily shadows.
Makes sense.
Unless they think they can.
You're quite into
If you need to, you could sleep on the couch. I'll sleep on the floor, or I'll sleep outside, madame.
You're really trying to get for the fans, aren't you?
No, I'm being courteous. If I wanted to get into their pants, I would pay.
I thought they were really accept the payment.
Hmm?
I don't think they would really accept the payment.
No.
Sorry guys, I'm just brushing my teeth.
You're flossing.
I'm flossing, hold on.
I knew you would.
Dude, I'm about to air you out like a.
Alright, I go to bed. I
Alright.
fall asleep.
So, everyone has sweet dreams.
Straight to bed.
Everyone
Do
says
I
it.
have a sweet dream? Do I have a sweet visitor?
Probably,
I have a
yeah.
sweet visitor.
No,
You can go on my toes.
No, I don't know.
I go like the bottom of his toe and just sort of squeeze him.
Can I have a demon visitor visit my dream?
Yeah, sure.
Yay!
Can I have the lust demon specifically?
You are a fucking lost demon.
I am. That's why I want to replace it. I want to
So-
make up. I want to make up like the tier list of lust demons.
By the time morning comes around, everyone's well rested. You guys went to bed late, so it's around like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. when you guys wake up.
I'm still asleep.
I wake up kind of. Oh. Yeah.
Can I make eggs for the?
There's no way we fucking own eggs. There's no way that we own eggs.
I went to the store and bought some.
Oh my god.
We're eating Mabari this morning.
In the background, right? Super fucking dog.
Fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Muriel. Fucking Sapphire. or
What's the
something.
dog's name, by the way?
Courage.
No, it's Willow.
Willow.
You know it doesn't look like Willow.
It doesn't need to look like Willow.
Yeah, it does.
The dog is there. That's all that
It
matters.
needs to
I'm
look
just
like-
imagining a Mabari-sized Willow now.
That's fucking scary. Stand, go, that thing's fucking at 6 feet. Anyways, kind of wake up. If he's not awake yet, it's kind of fucking.
I'm fucking naked. No, I'm kidding. I'm wearing some pants.
Fucking kind of.
I don't have to know. I fall on the bed. Or the couch. I hit the floor. I just sit there. Why'd you do that? Yes, I'm awake.
I kind of walk outside to fucking the porch. Yeah, the porch. The
She's
yellow
sitting
porch.
up against the wall, already awake, just waiting.
There's a philosopher. Sorry, I'm speaking my native tongue. French. Frog.
Frogberg.
Froggy
Are
fuck.
you ready to leave?
Oh, we gotta wait for 5 minutes and then. Wait. I probably have to go put on my actual clothes. Kind of walk back into my room, change, walk out, and like, I guess like casual clothes, but like they seem very bulky in a sense, like
Padded.
more leather,
Mm.
not really showing anything.
Did I buy the thingy that I was gonna buy? Okay. I'm gonna poke my head out and be like, so where we're going, should I bring armor and a weapon?
Yes, so why would you need it?
I see. Time to strap up.
Oh, you've never seen something killed.
Do you not bring weaponry everywhere?
I
No, it's not courteous, I think.
Oh, I always bring one.
What is your weapon?
Simple knife and also here.
Well, for your occupation, I think it's wise for you to carry such a thing.
So if someone tries to grab me, I can cut off their penis.
I would say aim for the higher, but
No.
you know.
All ranks, all branches.
That's what I say. I go, all right.
Prepare.
No, I step out, right? Basically, I'm adorned in armor.
What's that one?
Wait, I need to become a fucking
What type of
shapeshifter.
armor is it?
Drew, question. Can shapeshifters like a okay, I know, I'll ask you later.
Heavy
I'll ask
leather.
you later.
No, they cannot.
No,
Usually
no.
they can't.
He's looking
Actually, no,
away
I
from
don't
me.
think they can.
What is it? Change it to another human?
Wait, is
I know
a
they can't do
creation
that.
magic a thing?
Creation is more mostly, I believe. Creation's like your healing spells.
Alright, what would be like a...
What is something
Nothing.
that? What is?
No.
No,
good.
I'm gonna go look into it.
Okay.
I'm wearing heavy
Actually, there
leather.
might be something.
I feel like there would.
So I'm just gonna have some. Basically, I have a leather chest plate or a chest piece with a leather back piece, right? And it's connected to a leather arm brace, but not for the left arm, right? And then I got some I got some thighs.
Alternation.
I got the thigh protections and a shin guard. That's all I need.
Yeah, thigh protection and a shin guard.
You know, you look better like that.
And I have a long sword adorned across my back.
You should stop wearing such other clothing.
I also am covered in makeup.
Never
I have-
mind. I retract my entire statement.
I have lip gloss, black eyeliner, and my eyelashes
Did not
are,
say it at all. Retconned it all.
and then my eyes are. I made my eyelashes more profound. They are longer. I fucking went.
Alright, so the three of you.
I come out. I fucking put on blush.
Sapphire
Out of my
Sapphire thanks you all again as you begin heading
While
out.
we're gone, look
Sapphire,
for
I'll be
someone
back.
smart.
I'll be back in a few days. Good luck.
I got a blue sash.
Are you taking your dog with you?
Yes.
Update me whenever I get back on it, whatever happens to the buck.
I need to look up Marbury stats actually.
2 health, 1 damage.
So you guys begin heading outside of
Dude, I'm actually
Kirkwall.
playing gaming today.
Shut up.
All you wield for weaponry is a knife. Do you have your arcane lance on you?
She does have a staff on her back.
Okay, then I wouldn't ask that.
So,
A staff, but it looks more like fucking like a tree branch. That I just went, well, fuck it.
so you exit town, and I'm assuming like Hona's probably in front, just kind of
Hona's?
leading,
Kona? Yeah,
leading
I'm
through
leading.
the wilderness, and follow her into the country.
You can move faster.
After a few minutes out on the trails into the hilly countryside, it's a rather breezy morning. You can hear birds chirping, and animals sort of sounding off in the distance. However, on the sort of road that you're following that leads back into Kirkwall, you see a few armed and armored humans on horses. They begin to ride up the trail towards the group. As they sort of just so there's 3 of them, and as they pull up sort of where you are on the road, you're kind of like blocking their way forward. You see there is a woman that is leading them, and she says, "Move it."
My madame, what is such a rude way of speaking?
Kind of move out of the way of
If Kona doesn't move,
I don't move either.
she stops walking.
Alright, hang on. I stop, look at her, and be like, wait, hang on now.
Okay, so I shouldn't. I'm not gonna make, especially the 2 of you roll for this, the 2 humans here. It's very easy to tell that at least 2 of these individuals, if not all 3, are of Tevinter in nativity.
Oh shit! We're currently kicking their ass.
And they look all pretty tired, actually.
What if my relationship with like Tevinter people?
What would you like it to be? I mean,
They kind of
you might like them more
They're
because they're
elvish
more
slavers.
accepting of all different types of magic and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
think
that.
she definitely would.
They're elvish slavers.
They also have a very prominent slave trade in Tevinter.
She moves out of the way.
Orlais is also currently at war. Aren't they currently at war with Tevinter? Or
No,
they're getting ready?
Tevinter is currently at war with the Qunari.
Oh, that's right.
I have morals, and she moves out of the way.
I'm not gonna try to stop you on doing anything, but I'm gonna be like. I'll be like.
She turns around the face.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh shit! Here we go.
Excuse me.
Yes, Elf.
What did you say?
I told you to get out of our way.
Go around.
We have important business to deal with in
And
Kirkwall.
so do I.
And we don't need people like you getting in our way.
And I don't need people like you getting in my way.
I'm gonna just go. Well, stick my hands behind my head, getting ready to draw my sword.
Do you have the intimidation, focus, and strength?
No.
Okay.
Hey yo, if you get a stump point, you can have us come in with you. We can help you clown on them.
I'm not purposely being intimidating, but I guess the way I said that, yeah, it definitely sounds a bit more intimidating.
You're trying to hold back your anger, but you just don't know how much you have.
I don't quite like your attitude, Elf.
I don't quite like you pushing me around, human.
I'm just gonna start walking towards them, like, hey guys.
I just kind of like, I just kind of like put like my hand here.
No. I'm walking towards them. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta stop this.
Is there not enough room for you?
So it is, like, it's a pretty narrow path. Like, it's pretty obvious. They could obviously move their horses around, but it seems at this point, since you've shown resistance, at least the main woman leading the group is not willing to give you the satisfaction of having them go around at this point. And you can notice that pretty plainly in her face. As she sees the two of you, or as she sees you walking up to join Hana, she says, "You should have been wise like your friend back there."
Well, now, we do not have to get into any altercation. There's enough room for the road for both of us. How about we both step out of each other's way? You go left, we go right. We stay on the right side of the road. You stay on the left side of the road, and don't step into the intermedian.
I'm on the left, and I'm like,
get on the right, you bitch! We're trying to stop a war!
we are?
You're not. But
Look, we don't have time for your games or lesion.
well, I'm happy to see someone can notice who I am. But we are also on an errand of our own. How about instead of stopping our very important jobs and taking the time out of our day when it could be so brilliantly spent on going to that said job? Nothing has to happen here. It could just be a swift, brief,
These
kind.
cowards won't do anything.
Shut the fuck up! Listen, we are all tired. We did take a nap, but you're tired.
I kind of like nod.
Listen, no one has to die today.
No, I'm not dying today.
I hope not. I don't want to either. And I do not want these fine gentlewomen and gentlemen to come to an early fate. I do not want such thing.
Are we winning, or is Tevinter winning or losing this war that they're in?
As far as everyone knows, they're at a bit of a stalemate.
I do like how it's Tevinter, right? The most hated country versus the Qunari. The most hated people. The culture.
I almost said something, but it was kind of insensitive when I said that.
God damn it.
Did you unplug
Donk.
it?
No, I didn't undo it.
No, should be. I think.
Just roll me a communication
Me?
roll. No, Hana.
Shit.
After what she said.
That's cocked.
That's cocked. I got a laptop in my back
14.
14. Alright.
Can I help?
My communication used to be +6, by the way.
That's really good. What happened?
I changed it to be my cunning.
What is it right now?
2.
So,
What did you get fucking stats?
Wow.
I did it.
she just sort of like regards what Hona says, and she turns to you. Interventory wouldn't allow our slaves to speak back in such a way.
Well, 1,
not a slave.
you're not a Deventer. 2, this is not a slave. 3, we are all tired at war with each other once or twice in our history, probably in our lifetime. How about we just mosey along? Unless you don't want to do that, which I guess I can't stop you, but I prefer not to.
Slaves?
Shit.
Oh.
Ah, shit.
You think of me as down as them. Of course you look down upon me.
All elves are lowly.
Nah, see, no. Now, hang on now.
And all humans are drunkards and killers.
Now, hang on
She's
now.
not wrong. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, everyone does
There's
that.
a great majority
Yeah, well, guess what? There's a big majority for everything else, too.
of elves being slaves. Yeah, you wanna know why humans?
Yeah, guess what?
So humans just kind of suck.
Yeah, Helmets, yeah.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it.
I mean, I'm sure
I
elves
agree.
would enslave other elves at the time if they were the most prominent species as well. Humans would do it. Humans would enslave each other. In fact, I think they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Though.
Interventor is pretty much anything goes.
Yeah, to eventually fucking
Anything
slave
goes.
fucking like your stupid dog. That's what it is.
Why would they slave a dog? Not my
Because
Marbury.
It's Dementor.
No.
They just care about being as efficient as possible.
She takes her bow off her shoulder.
Oh, shit.
Is that an invitation, elf?
You do what you'd like. Loads an arrow up. But I'm not moving out of this road.
We aren't going to move past with that weapon drawn.
Ladies.
I kind of like, I guess like prepare that if she attacks, I'm going to engage as well.
When I got this marking on my face, I swore to not back down again.
I'm sorry, I do not wish to do this. We could still pass on.
My word means a lot. If you just go around, I will not cause you any trouble.
I want you to roll a communication persuasion check.
Okay. I did get a stun. I got 20.
Can try to insult them.
11. I have a 2 for stunts.
You can try to sway the crowd. It's one of the things.
Yeah, I could.
But how many does that cost?
Your interpersonal 2.
Ah.
I got a 2.
See,
Your
I know.
interpersonal efforts are so effective that they spill over onto others in the
But
area.
it's usually unsuccessful.
And you affect one additional person of your choice past the original target. You may use this stunt multiple times on the same roll. However, if the test that gave rise to the stunt was an opposed test, you may not expand the effect to anyone who has a higher ability plus focus total.
Basically, you can just convince more people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what else can I? Another thing.
She's trying to convince the back to.
So I could say, and I could do it, and another thing, which just means everyone could jump in and just clown on one person in the party.
That is so amazing. Just a you're fat, and then like a you're stupid.
Hang on. So, never mind. That's Bon Mott. And another thing is, you managed to weave a second thread of conversation into the primary interaction that you called for the first test, or for the test.
Shut the fuck up. We're gonna continue forward.
I use bun mot. I make an insult. You're like, I'm gonna look at you and be like, well, I mean, they're so fat. I bet they have to have their slaves carry them around.
Wait,
But
so you use an insult
I'll use a witty insult.
while you're trying to convince them to not attack?
They're being a dick.
Well,
I'm
you
using my
did
stunt.
pass the target number of 11 to persuade them to continue,
Minus
What was
20.
it?
and then you
Insulted them. It was a witty one though. And I said they need slaves to get them around. I'm sure they would favor slavery.
The woman in front, she keeps her right hand on the reins of her mount, and she moves her left hand to the hilt of her blade, and she just snorts down at the group of you. Keep your elf in check. And the Avengers begin. They go off to the other side of the road.
I kind of like mumble. Keep your slaves.
So long! Have a fun time in Kirkwall! Alright, let's get the fuck out of here! Run!
She lets the bow go slack and takes the arrow. Puts it back.
That's why she's standing here.
Whew! Well, I think we handled that one pretty well.
Why did you call them fat?
What?
You have no people skills.
I do not know what you mean.
Yeah,
I said that
shows
they
you
were
don't have any
slavers,
people
that's
skills.
all.
That they were fat?
I said that they were slavers. And slavers usually get fat because what else are they gonna do?
Whip their slaves?
Yeah, you don't need much energy to do
I
that.
disagree.
Oh, have you whipped a slave?
I've been whipped.
Oh.
And I've whipped.
Based.
Oh, you should have to show me later.
I'm gonna fucking wrap that one.
Oh, please.
How long were you a slave for?
About an hour. About 10. Way more than 5 minutes after that.
Well, you should take it as a compliment. You were so good that you made me come in 5 minutes.
You weren't very
Mm-hmm. Said the one that got stunned.
Yeah, 15 seconds and I said, wow, hold on.
Oh, really?
I had to start my fucking engine,
Post
bro.
nut clarity.
Post nut clarity, man, that fucking sucks.
Alright. So. As you are sort of navigating through the wilderness now and trying to look for any signs of this cave or any sort of encampment, as Sapphire did mention that Ben was with other people, we're going to enter an advanced test, which is similar to a
A skill check.
it's similar to a what's it called, a skill check challenge
Oh, I'm so smart.
in D&D. So you've got there's a success threshold of 15. You guys may use different focuses and abilities, different focuses to try and help you navigate through. And if you succeed a check, say for example, you succeed a DC 11 like cunning nature check or whatever. If your dragon die is 4, then you add. We take the okay, sort of hard to explain. So if you pass and your dragon die is 4, then you only have to get 11 more dragon dice points because the threshold is 15 for the check. Yes. Yeah, I think that's sort of how it works. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll try it out. We'll see.
Yeah. So everyone make a check with a focus that they think they could use to
Do
help.
I need to use a focus?
You don't need to, but
Would self-discipline do
help.
anything? Would that be a
I'd like to just make a straight just cunning check.
Just cunning. All right.
Go around the area, look for tracks, clues, all that.
I'd like to use my Marbury to do shit instead.
Can I use
Ugh,
like
shit.
what would be a good one? Would there be any? What can I use magic for? Let's see.
It's mostly just using your
Well,
skills.
what do you come up with, Hona?
A 13.
13. Okay, that is just enough to beat the target number. What's your dragon die?
3.
Okay. And what skills are the rest of you using?
Gwyneth's gonna use magic.
Okay.
She's gonna use 2 magic points. She's summon a little spell wisp.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of have him go up and kind of guide us.
Yeah. See if you can suss out like a bit of a clairvoyance kind of spell.
He's like a little like a midnight purple.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just good.
Alright, and you're sort of using him to guide you sort of where you feel you're supposed to be going. Alright, what's your...
I got 8, 15, 16, 17. I got a 19 in total.
Okay,
and
what's your
my
dragon
dragon die is a 6.
Okay, so you guys are up to 9 out of 15. What are you going to use?
Can I use my Marbury instead?
Yeah, you can use your Mobari.
Alright, do you have the stats? Because I can't fucking find them. I feel like it'd be in the fucking Dragon Age monster manual.
The magic thing, was pretty fucking clever because I was like, how the fuck am I gonna use magic? I thought, wait a minute, I have spell
How in the hell?
which lasts for fucking 8 hours, apparently. Or not 8 hours, it's like fucking every
I
hour.
thought Spell Wisp was only used to boost your magic.
Yeah, but I'm using it to unlock this game because it's a beam. It's a little guy.
Alright.
I thought it was kind of cool.
I just was asking.
Yeah, he's kind of, he adds a +1 to my magic. But hey, it's cool. And also uses 2 spell points, so I should just use it.
Alright, use the Mabari War Dog stats.
Okay. Let's go, Dog.
Just take a picture of it.
Yeah, there's a picture right there.
This could be like a little Sarge.
Move your head at.
That could be a little Sarge.
Woo. Get your ass off my phone.
I'm gonna put my ass on your face.
Will you get back?
I wanna see. Hold on.
Alright, fucking smelling, tracking. Why not? That one.
Okay.
Tracking?
Man.
Oh no, smelling. Perception.
That dog's fucking threat is a minor.
Oh shit. So it did get a dragon die. It got 3
Yeah, of course,
on
that
its
dog
dragon die.
has almost as much health.
Got 3.
as us.
Okay, so you guys are up to 12 now. 1 hour has passed. Basically, Hona and the Mabari have sort of been going ahead and sort of sussing out a route through the brush and stuff, seeing if there are tracks or any places that have been disturbed recently. And meanwhile, the spell wisp is sort of guiding you to areas that might have been visited by other people in the locale. And about an hour goes by, an hour to 3 hours. Yeah, I'll say about 3 hours go by as you guys are just sort of making your way through the forest and trying to find your goal. It's around 3 p.m. in the afternoon now. And continuing forward, we can enter our second stage of checks for the advanced test. So right now we're up to 12. We need 3 more, and you can't use something that you used previously.
Right.
So Hona, what are you going to use?
I'm gonna use Dexterity Stealth to try and slink around and not disturb any of trying not to disturb nature in the way that someone would have already done.
Right.
To not kind of confuse everybody else who's looking for disturb. Just
Okay, you can do that. Roll that.
oh my god, stop. It's not actually not that bad. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got that 15.
15. What's the dragon die?
2.
2. Okay. So another hour goes by as you start sort of doing this, sort of trying to keep the earth intact so you don't get too confused with tracking down the movements of other people.
I'm gonna use stamina to kind of try to move very swiftly and kind of just scan through areas
Sort
that
of
might
scout ahead. Alright.
Moving decently fast. I got a 13.
So that does not beat the target
I
number.
got 15.
15 still does not beat the target number, unfortunately. So yeah, you sort of do your best, trying to keep ahead of the crew. And then you realize that you sort of rushing ahead and disturbing things a bit more almost makes it a little worse or a little harder to try and track down any people here in the woods. But you don't necessarily ruin any progress.
Alright.
And Lou.
Mabari, right?
I got such good fucking rolls.
I used smelling last time, right?
Yes.
It's tracking time.
Alright. So, as you guys sort of continue further into the woods, you begin seeing more prints and stuff like that.
Okay, so does it matter what I rolled all together?
Yes.
Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay, that beats the target number.
And then he rolled a 6 on his dragon die, but he didn't get any doubles.
Okay, so, yeah, very, the Mabari now, it's almost picked up the trail as you guys have gotten closer over the 6 hours that you've spent
That's
out
what
here.
the dog is for.
You guys get closer and closer. The Mabari picks up the pace, and eventually you guys smell a sort of charcoal scent in the air, and through the treetops, as the sun is getting lower in the sky, you see a bit of an oranger haze. It makes it easier to identify a trail of smoke that is just lifting up nearby, Hona. And the three of you sort of like continue through this forest, going to where the Mabari is leading you. And you see a bit of a scene.
Oh shit.
A ring of wagons, some of them large, imposing cages, encircle a smoking fire pit. People with sharp swords tend to the fire, cook food in pots, and watch a collection of injured Kunari who sit in several cage wagons. You can see among the Kunari there are also elves. The cages lean to the side, with large burns blackening the sides facing the fire pit. Shattered wheels litter the ground around them, and the slight jingle of chains are the only sounds coming from the prisoners inside. Patrolling around the Kunari are muscular slaves with heavy iron helmets. They all wear heavy locked gauntlets, with swords chained in their clenched hands. They must be slave warriors, employed by whoever is running this little operation. Or at least you think, judging from appearances. Finally, a man in dark robes circles a Kunari woman in heavy chains with blinders and a steel harness. He inspects her like cattle. So, as you guys just sort of come up on this scene, what are your initial reactions to it?
Hide. I'd be like, oh shit. Find some bramble,
Okay.
some
Do
brush.
they seem necessarily like they're hostile, or do they seem
Not like.
they're...
So
They
your
seem like
first
they would be understanding.
Your first reaction is this might be some sort of slave operation, just judging from how everyone looks here.
Yeah.
And you can tell these people are obviously, they wear some heraldry of Deventer as well, especially the man in those dark and purple robes. But they don't look like more than anything, they look weary. Just about everyone does. The prisoners aren't saying much.
Do the prisoners look weary?
Yes.
How do you guys feel about this?
Well,
I shouldn't have to say anything.
I mean, so there's elves and Kunari holding slaves?
No, there are humans holding a few elfin Kunari prisoners that you can imagine are slaves.
How many humans?
Just because of how Deventer usually
How many
operates.
humans
Alright.
does it look like there are?
Shit.
It looks like there are...
Or must be the underground fucking railroad.
So, there are a total of 6 warriors that are amongst them. There are the 2 slave warriors, one of them a large Kunari and one of them an elf, a dwarven woman, and a man in black and purple robes.
Okay. So...
Alright. Saying this, I'm gonna turn around and be like, so, tell me, what can you do? What are your abilities? I see that you're a mage. What? I see you're a bow. Are you...
I have healing capabilities as well.
Oh. Like, spit on it, put some gauze, wrap it up in a band-aid?
I can do that.
Oh. Well...
I can also magically seal a wound.
Seal a wound? Magic? Oh, okay, so I have
I am
tools.
the first.
Oh, of course.
You said you knew what that meant. You kind of explained it to
Maybe
me.
he did.
I thought you... I do have magical capabilities.
I'm all What is your capability?
I have an idea.
Let's hear your idea.
Just follow my lead.
Well, hang on, no, hang on. I'm not going out there.
I'm going out there.
Well, I was planning on going out there.
I've got a better idea.
What's your idea?
Come.
I just met you.
I'll follow her lead. Might as well.
Don't
I
worry.
just met you.
It's a common trick used by most elves.
What?
Just follow my lead.
Well, how am I supposed to follow your lead?
I begin walking.
As you guys are sort of having this conversation, you do hear a bit of a conversation spark up amongst the Tevinters. She's a good catch. Strong muscles, good face. And you say she has magical talent? The robed man circles the harnessed Kunari woman. He strokes his mustache like a man at a market inspecting pottery. A beautiful necklace dangles from his neck. That's what the others said, answers the dwarf woman. That ox is gonna make us quite a few dragons back home. The robed man takes the Kunari by the chain, inspecting her a little closer. She growls at him like an angry wolf, and the robed man, he looks a little sterned almost by that growl, as he sort of realizes what he's up against. That attitude will have to go soon. I have to say, I feel some jealousy for the oxen who will be mixed with you when we get you home. The dwarf grunts behind him, and the robed man turns. Don't think she comes between us, my dear. The dwarf woman smiles, and she returns to patrol. For your sake, I hope you remember that when we get. Okay. For your sake, I hope you remember that when we get back.
Literally fucking grunted at him.
I'm going to.
The two split after a passionate glance, returning to their duties around the camp.
They said that Kunari has magical abilities. Shouldn't we try to free her without them noticing? So that way we have someone assisting us in the fight.
Do you know how to handle a lockpick?
I have a
Do you
sword.
have a lockpick?
No, but
Do you
I
think
feel.
you can break through the chain?
How sturdy do those chains look? They are
Very
holding
sturdy.
a Kunari. That's right.
These,
What are they attached
they don't.
to?
Well, it's just like.
Are they like handcuffed? Are they like?
I want
bound?
you to make a cunning check. And what's your focuses in that?
Cunning, etiquette, and seduct. Oh wait, no. Etiquette or cunning, heraldry,
Okay.
heraldry.
So just make a cunning check as you're sort of examining this Kunari.
Right. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11.
Okay, so you don't know quite what's going on with her, but you know the sort of chains and bindings that are all around her body. They don't look to Vinter in fashion. It looks very much similar to like Kunari designs and Kunari steel.
Okay.
How different do Orlesians look from everybody else?
They look like just sort of finer humans, essentially.
They're white.
Right.
But
French.
like-
Think French.
So is it like a very noticeable difference, or is it one of those you'd have to look and?
You'd have to really look.
Okay.
You have to look.
I am wearing makeup, which all Orlesians basically do, men and women. It's like a very noticeable fashion style for Orlais, specifically. I do have a mask, but that's also Orlesian theme. I have a hood. I can put on a hood. If that concerns you.
Why do you have makeup on?
It was really good makeup, but alright, I understand. Alright. Oh, thank you.
I'll take the bow off my shoulder, pull an arrow back, and point it at you. Walk.
This is not where I
Walk.
saw my knight going. I step out.
I get to walk in 5 minutes. Just have to fucking
You
shoot.
cover me if things go wrong.
Shouldn't someone
Walk.
stay here hidden?
Can I ready an action, Drew?
Yeah, that's an option. It's
Yeah,
prepare.
it's an option.
As a major action, you can you can prepare, and you just interrupt anyone on their turn.
I'm gonna prepare an action that if
You just have to say what type of action. You don't have to specify if they do a
prepare
specific.
an action to use the spell lightning.
Prepare lightning.
Prepare lightning.
Now you're a good actor, correct?
I like to think so. Okay, here we go.
So what exactly does
So-
this look like? What's emerging from the woods right now?
Hang on, I give you my sword. Just have a look. You know how it is.
And any other weaponry on you, I'll kind of take
Oh, wait, hang on,
any
what
that
am
I can see that is visible.
Alright, so you have my fist, my long sword, my throwing knife. I didn't bring my crossbow. I left it at home.
So this man just walks out of the woods, hands up, or hands, yeah. Excuse me, all of you.
You see instantly the dwarf woman just like sort of snaps her gaze right to you. The 6 warriors sitting around camp their hands go to their swords, and the mage he like stops paying attention to the chained Kunari, and he looks to you.
Now,
Why, what is the meaning of this?
To be fair, I want it to be known. My character's fucking sweating balls. He is scared. This is the first combat he would ever get.
Must be the fucking school.
now I'm as quickly as possible scanning to see if any of these elves are Danish.
No, these all look like city elves.
Yeah, I know. And that's the moment she's like,
I stepped out too far.
You see the mage as he's looking. Another damned elf convert for the Kunari, then. There are so many of you these days.
do you know how many people are in one clan?
I haven't really done my research. We don't quite have clans where we come from.
We have you surrounded 70 people that you cannot see. You have a bunch of people that we'd like freed. If you want to walk away from your life with your life, I'd recommend
Cunning deception.
How good are you with that?
cunning. Fuck yeah.
Oh wait, it's communication
Yeah.
deception.
Damn it.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
How good are you at communication?
13 instead of what would have been a 17.
It's true.
So
There's
you
a
are
sec-
Dalish then.
Oh yeah. Continue.
So you are Dalish then.
Yes.
Not associated with the Kunari.
No.
I'm afraid you've sorely misunderstood the situation, my dear. Firstly, this man you have held prisoner, I do not recognize him as one of us. He is perhaps to venture, but is not one of our group. And secondly, these Kunari here aren't slaves. They're prisoners of war.
I'm here for the elves.
The elves are Kunari. The Kun is a religion, my dear. You surely must know that. Or perhaps Teventer has become so ingratiated with the Kunari in this war that it has become second-hand knowledge to us.
It doesn't matter, they are still prisoners.
Would you like to know what we caught them for doing?
Enlighten me.
This group of Kunari was spying on Kirkwall. They were drawing plans against the city to use it as a point from which to launch an attack on Teventer.
It is true. The Kunari do have a history of hating Kirkwall. It's quite famous recently. Some crazy events.
You see the Kunari, sort of slave warrior kind of looking guy. He's sort of like walking around and sort of entrusted with the blade and all. He grunts and looks to the mage. This human lies to you. They talk and they talk, but they have no honor. The Teventers were the ones spying on Kirkwall. We came here to stop them.
That makes sense pretty good.
If you are inclined to believe such a brash and impassioned creature,
That was your first mistake, human. Do not be calling other people creatures. They are no different from you.
How loud are they being?
She has a point. We really are much the same. We age the same, except no, yeah, we all age the same, and we have the same sexual reproduction organs. I must say that is quite. Well, yeah,
I get
we
it,
are
like,
all the
so-
same because of that.
I get it, like,
when you
I
have
do
seen your
dwarf-
sons and
I
daughters
do
slain
dwarf
by
like
these
this.
oxen, I think you might have a different idea. We
No.
have no qualms with the ones that choose to forsake the Kun, but those under it are bloodthirsty creatures. All they care for is domination. Once they're finished with Teventer, they'll move to Southern Thedas. And you know they will because it's happened before.
That is true. That is true.
How loud are they talking to?
Very loudly. It's
Yes.
at this
Okay,
point it's a yelling
so I can
match.
hear.
Yes. And the Kunari slave, like this one, he's got sort of red markings. And just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to call him Avarad, even though you don't know that's his name. So.
Does it seem like he would fight back if we were to attack these humans?
It seems like he would take the opportunity to attack the Teventers. Avarad pipes up again. Like I said before, these humans, they just lie, again and again. They cannot be trusted, Elf, and surely you know this.
What were you planning on doing with such prisoners? Were you planning on taking them to Kirkwall? We ran into 3 Teventer soldiers on the way out.
Our scouts heading to Kirkwall were simply going to the city to fetch more supplies. The trip back is going to be rather pricey, especially considering the Cerebos here, and he nods to the chained Kunari woman, sort of caused a bit of damage to our wagons.
Wait, why are you out here, in this area? Isn't this under Kirkwall jurisdiction?
We were out here to investigate Kunari activity in the area.
Were you allowed by the residents of Kirkwall? Did they give you the go-ahead?
If we approached Viscount Tethras with this, we surely would have been disadvantaged. The Kunari would have known we were here. We couldn't have done such a thing.
Ah, so you are...
Avarad pipes up again. In the end, he says, "These Teventers were the ones spying on Kirkwall. They plan to take it and use it as a port city to extract slaves from."
See, the way I'm standing...
Now, I use my fucking... Oh, here we go.
I would like to run a distraction.
One of my talents. What is the mood of each of them? One word. What is each of their moods?
So, Avarad is how many people does this apply to? Just everyone?
I can do it to anybody that's within certain amount of range that is somewhere.
One word.
One word. What is their mood?
Avarad is angry. The elf next to Avarad is conflicted. The Cerebas, he identified Cerebas as the chained Kunari woman. She is annoyed. Bolvius, which is the name of the mage, he is... It's rather complex a mood. I'm trying to fit it down into one word.
I would say, what's the mood, but...
Lorna, the dwarf woman, she's defensive. And Bolvius is...
inquisitive.
Alright.
What's the... Here, whisper it into my ear. I won't tell him. What is his complex emotion that he's feeling?
I can't tell you that.
Aw.
Damn, this sucks.
Yeah, what a game.
Man, I'm gonna go back to D&D.
Alright, here, I'll roll... Here. I'll roll persuasion. Drew, if I roll higher than 11...
Holy shit, that's 2 6s.
I've already rolled higher than 11. You have to tell me now. I've persuaded you.
Dear audience, while we wait for Drew to figure this out, did you know that Ecuador went to war with the goats? They killed 150,000 goats before Project Isabella finally ended in 2006. That's your fun fact of the day.
You know what? For times like these, we
Bolvius is emboldened.
Oh.
The fuck does that mean? Chris, do you know what it means?
Nope.
So this is what you know. Cerebas is annoyed. Avarad is angry. The elf next to Avarad is conflicted. Lorna is defensive, and Bolvius is emboldened.
What does emboldened mean?
Here. Is what it means.
Elf, speak up. What's on your mind?
There.
He takes in a deep breath, sort of lets out a bit of a sigh.
In my face. Thank you for getting it out of my face.
It's emboldened because it's in your face. I've been emboldened by our cast.
Dude, you make me emboldened. True.
I stand by Avarad's words. We Kunari were here trying to stop Tevinters from taking Kirkwall, but our meeting was a coincidence. We were spying by the city. Avarad just sort of grunts and looks down to the elf. Bin Hasrath.
Is everything that I've been told truthful of? By both sides? Other than...
About what they plan to do with the city?
Right, that's what I was trying to get at.
It is unclear what exactly Tevinter's motives are here, and truthfully, the Arashok has not told us much of our own mission on Kirkwall.
Has the mood shifted?
So I'm going to describe what Sarabas says first, and then
Okay.
I'll answer that question. She, you can see there's sort of sewn strings across her mouth, and she, begins to murmur, but it's obvious that she finds it very difficult to speak. And it comes out as this hiss. They're both so impotent. And she growls very similarly to Avarad. The Kuhn claims it is right that all must abide by its laws and all will be safe under it. But I lived by the Kuhn and look what it got me. I am a slave to my own people, forced to be paraded about in chains as a weapon for them. And the Tevinters are no better. They would have me as a slave to perform magical experiments on. I care not what decision you make this day, but make sure that I am freed by the end of it, and you will gain yourself a great ally.
I like her. I don't like either of these options besides her.
So, Cerebas is now...
Emboldened?
Fuck you.
I didn't know what it even meant. I didn't know what it still even means. I read it. I just didn't understand it. So
They feel courage.
Oh, that's lame.
They think that they can beat us.
Cerebas is righteous. Ben Hasrath, which is, to be the name of the elf now,
Gluttonous.
Ben Hasrath is content. Avarad is even more angry. You could say outraged at this point.
Fuming.
Bolvius is concerned.
Bolvius. Who is Bolvius?
The mage.
Bulbous.
The moment she spoke, he was like, wait a minute.
Bulbous.
And Lorna is...
You don't know how I'm feeling, Chris.
No. I do. What is your mood right now in one word?
My mood?
Yeah.
Fear.
You know what mine is?
What?
Horny.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yo, you're getting turned on from this?
Yeah. I'll just talk about slaves.
I'll whisper to you.
Lorna's feeling more protective now. As she
Who is it?
Lorna the dwarf, and she closes in, and you see the 6 other Tevinter warriors. They begin closing in to form a tighter circle around Bolvius and Cerebas.
Cerebas was the witch that was like...
Cerebas is the chained Kunari woman.
We gotta fucking get her out.
Yeah,
I was chill. I wanna fucking shoot out her fucking chains. You know?
What were you gonna say to me?
This is why I stay out of politics.
I don't really have a choice from where I'm from.
Me too. there, but yeah, he's here.
What do you want to do?
Well,
The Kunari would make great allies to your city, boss, Avarad says. And Bolvius is swift to shoot back. Free Marches and Kirkwall have no reason to go to war with Teventa right now, and it is in their best interests to keep them away. Keep us away.
WWHD. What would Hawk do?
Question. What?
Hawk would fucking kill everyone.
Yeah, I know.
I'm thinking about it.
What does Gwyneth think about Kunari? Or
Well, Gwyn, you know Kunla. You've had many Kunari, or at least people like Talvashoth, people that were once Kunari that have forsaken the religion. And they usually tell you in pillow talk. They usually say like, life under the Kun. It is a good life, but
everything's decided.
some are treated more poorly than others. Most namely the mages. If you are found to be magical in any way in Kunari society, you are slapped in chains, and you get all this big heavy like armor and debilitating elements basically placed on you, like Cerebas, she is in chains, her mouth is nearly sewn shut.
I wanna free her.
And stuff like that. And they've told you in general that even though the Kun, it's very organized and very structured, they prefer life without its rules.
She does not.
And you also know that the Kunari are actively trying to spread the Kun to all of Thedas.
She's not like the Kun.
Perhaps, based on what her patrons have told her, no.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that Gwyn might feel a little more compassionate towards the Teventers. Just throwing that out there for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. So she's more targeting. There's a big like Kunari like guy who was like a sword, right?
Yes, Avarad.
Wait, so he's trusted with the sword? He's not imprisoned?
He's imprisoned.
She's more like.
But it seems like he's like a slave warrior.
She's looking more at him, but also she wants to free this mage Kunari, so she's kind of focused on him and the. Honestly, she's kind of tempted just to fucking kill everybody but those two.
I'm gonna look at them and be like, can you give us a minute to discuss something?
Go right ahead, Bolvius responds.
Alright, so I know about your problem with slavery, but what if we go and get that Kunari woman, the mage, who is imprisoned, we get her out, and leave everything else alone?
How many people are there and how
we tried to barge her
close together?
There are. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to draw this in.
Gwyneth is fucking. Man, I counted to 10, you guys weren't done. I
really don't know. Here, I'm gonna draw everything as blue right now because they're undecided. So, there's Avarad and Ben Hasrath there.
Where's the bushes?
Are.
We have Funny Man take out the Teventa for us, so we attack the Teventa first, then we fucking slaughter them. That's what we're gonna do.
So these are the 6 Teventer warriors. Then there is.
On my way to fuck your bitch.
On my way to.
Lorna there. And there is Bolvius here, represented by the M. Cerebas is right here. So that's sort of that's the situation you're in. So the warriors, to describe for the listeners, the warriors have basically formed a circle around Bolivius, and by proxy Cerebas. Lorna is at the basically the edge of the circle that is facing players, and I'll say players are. Right, you guys have coins?
I'm gonna get my. I'm not.
There's my dog.
Yep.
Always.
And players are just south of the whole situation.
The dog would be standing next to Hanu? Hona. The dog, I would be like, oh yeah, follow, act like she's your owner. Act like
If you would like to bargain, then go ahead, but I'm still undecided.
Okay, can I have my sword?
Yeah, I'll keep this guy, don't worry guys, I got a little rat in my pocket. His name's Remy, bro. He's been controlling me this entire time.
She hands me my sword back. I'm gonna put it in my hilt. Like, hey, it's okay. I'm not doing anything funny.
Yes, we gathered that you weren't really a prisoner a few minutes ago.
Oh, I know.
I'm about this.
Why do you
far
think
away.
I
like
dropped
to
my
think.
hands a few minutes
I'm
ago?
over here. I'm over here.
All right, so I would like to make a barter with
Turn
you.
that way.
Go ahead.
The Quinari woman in chains.
Cerebus?
Yes. Well, what would you be willing to trade for?
Hey,
I
stop.
like her
But it's
style.
so hard to mark off.
Bushes.
Like, look at it like this, right? She's off your
Got
hands.
mine doing me.
Isn't that something that you would?
Well, that's one less Cerebus for the Qunari. I'd give her to you.
I'll take her. That's literally all we're here for.
So he nods to two of his soldiers, and they basically get Cerebus. They get the keys to her chains. They guide her up to where you are. They give you the keys, and then they step away.
All right, I'm gonna look at Sarah Bast and just be like, so tell me, what is your opinion of all this? What would you like to do? I like to understand my slaves.
I'd say damn them all, personally.
All right, let's go.
To be honest with you, Ben Hasrath isn't really like most other Qunari, and Bolivius isn't like most other Teventers. They're better than the sum of their parts, I assure you.
So you say it's better to let them live because they might make a difference within their own people?
Yes. But it would be... Let's just say it would be difficult to make allies with them both.
I don't want to make allies. I want to get away.
What's up?
Huh?
What's going on here?
Oh, you walked up?
I walked up.
Oh, you gave away our
Yeah,
advantage.
I walked up. Kind of walked up. I thought we were kind of done.
No.
What's up?
We
big
were.
woman?
What?
I thought we were. Alright.
She
You
sort of
gave-
nods down to you. You can tell she
She
can't
seemed
really
pretty cool.
see around her. She's blind. She has
She-
blinders on.
So she's like a mage? She said
Yes.
her? Oh, tell me.
So,
I see what you said for
you abandoned the Qun?
I will become Telmashov. I've been planning it for a
I
while
don't fucking
anyway.
blame you. God damn it. It's bad.
Okay. Well,
How do you feel about setting this
we have a small apartment. Welcome
She can't-
aboard.
She can't fit in the apartment.
I'll
You-
sleep. We will find a room.
Both of you understand the situation
Get me
we're
out
stuck
of
in.
these chains, and I will decide what to do with
I'll walk
myself.
her.
I don't know.
I'll just walk her if you want.
No.
Well, yeah, say what you want.
I'm in agreement.
It seems like a
But she literally is kind of threatening. You
Yeah,
no
and that's-
offense,
and
but you
that's-
are very
that's another
threatening.
thing.
Listen, how about we... So tell me, you're not gonna bash our skulls together and kill everyone here, will you?
That'd be kind of funny.
It would be improbable for me to be able to take on everyone by
She's a
myself.
That is true, but you could be a blood mage, and those are freaking crazy.
I've
Mages
never
aren't that
been
bad.
offered the opportunity to study blood magic.
Blood magic isn't
What?
that bad.
I've never been offered the opportunity to study what you boss call blood magic.
Would you accept the offer though if it was proposed?
To me, it just sounds like another set of chains.
I like your style. What do you think? She's in favor of letting him loose. I'm indifferent. What are you?
This one? Of
The-
course, I thought that was the whole point.
I mean, yeah, but she could also smash our faces in.
Well, if she does that, then that's that.
I would
It'd
put
be
an
cool.
arrow through her skull.
I mean, I don't want to die. Since I'm the one here, I'll take it. I unlock it.
All right.
Sorry.
So she sort of like just drops her manacles and takes off her big like blinding helmet and sort of tosses it to the side. She like acknowledges you guys, blinks a little bit, and turns back to the main gathering of people.
She just fucking just nukes him right there, just like.
If you choose a side here, I will fight alongside you. But if not, we can go now.
And you prefer to leave?
I prefer whatever you prefer.
I prefer to leave because you said earlier you wanted to leave, and I like you, and you scare me. I say we leave.
So we're going to just allow them and leave. I have an opinion
I
If
Better
we
keep
kill
it to
if we
myself.
if we
No,
kill them all, then there's.
I also favor your opinion, so I would like to hear. What do you?
I don't know much about the Kyun at all.
I don't know if I do
It's not.
either.
I know a fair.
I don't know much of the
The
Kyun.
It's like whenever if you are mage, for example, you're pretty much just fucked. If you know magic, you're fucked. She can vouch for it. You're kind of set into one position for your entire life. Correct me if I'm wrong, because
Yes.
But are they
There
happy?
are like if you prove to be really bad at your job, basically the Ben Hasrath, they're sort of like the brutes and enforcers and also kind of spies for the Kunari. You notice the elf is named Ben Hasrath. They will put you through a correctional program where they will basically just torture you into
fucking jail.
They will basically just torture you into accepting another position of the Kun,
Pretty much.
or being fit for another position.
It depends on the position that you're in. If you get born as a mage, you are not going to enjoy it very much. If you get born as a fucking Ben Hasrath, you're like, holy shit, let's go. It's just luck based. Imagine you're rolling 3d6 to see what you get.
Like communism?
No, more like more like socialism.
But are the people happy with what they have?
Somewhat.
So it sounds like every other culture.
I mean,
You also know that many city elves convert to the Kyun because of how they're oppressed by humans.
Many elves will convert to the king, actually. City elves, that is. Because they don't like how.
So for some it's seen as a better alternative, and for some it's seen as a negative way of
They
life.
don't want to be discriminated against nearly as much. But also the king has a lot of issues.
I have no opinion then.
I don't like either of these groups.
yeah. But I don't think we're able to kill both of them.
Okay.
It's either leave them live, or let them kill them. Because letting one live is just probably the worst option, I think.
If you make that.
And I prefer not to kill.
Oh, I'm not a fan of either of these groups, so they're just gonna be completely up to you.
I'm fine with leaving.
We can go to the mountain. I don't want to waste time here.
Oh yes, we are on a quest.
You want to join us?
What are you looking for?
A person in the mountains.
I really didn't know
My-
What kind of person?
I didn't know what I was signing up for.
A friend of mine.
Did he have a name to go off of?
What's the name?
The name was Ben.
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 I was never told a name.
Yeah, I fucking forgot it. Not gonna lie. Drew might told me in DM, so I'm gonna be honest, right? I was like,
I told you this entire time my character been like, I don't know why I'm here.
hold on.
I was told
I'm gonna check
I
DMs.
told adventure.
I don't know.
It's crazy. We were told to
He-
find a elf. And I'm like sitting here like,
An elf named Ben.
Oh,
I'm going to our DMs.
I actually was just never
don't-
told the name.
you-
I
don't-
did say the name.
You did? Hold on,
Yeah.
let me pull
I
it
put up my
I might
finger.
fucking be stupid.
I think Sapphire also did mention the name in the session.
Dude, I don't remember that.
There's no
I was
way. I would have remembered a name.
Yeah, I also don't
okay.
think she mentioned
Lou
it.
will put up a finger and be like, 1 minute. I'll step around her, what's her name?
Sarah Boss.
Sarah Boss. I'll step around Sarah Boss and look at the group and be like, is there any elves here named Ben?
I put my head in my hands.
You fucking dumbass.
the elf that has been referred to as Ben Hasrath now by Avarad. He looks up and he says, "There are a few who know me by that name. Are you friends of the one who calls herself Sapphire?"
Yes.
I would consider myself one of the best. Ben. Elven.
How much does she know about you?
Did she not tell you I was Kunari?
Awkward. She.
Well, now I feel like it's out of my hands and in yours.
Man, I don't want to kill him.
Ben, he does step forward slightly, but not like past the warriors, the Devinter warriors.
He's
And
a
he
slave too.
He is, yeah. And he nods he nods to Gwen, and he says,
Okay.
"If you plan to leave today, then please Tell Sapphire that we will not meet again. But do not blame yourself for this.
promise to bring
No
her
matter
back.
what, I would not have been able to meet with her after today.
What if we like got you free?
I cannot go back to her. I have duties with the Kyun, and she was a distraction.
Well, all right. That settles it, boys. Job well done, boys.
She kind of like hangs her head low, kind of shakes it, and says, "Good luck, Ben."
He nods and just sort of steps back by Avarad.
I bid you adieu. I bow.
Bolivius raises one hand and sort of gives you like that weird spindly finger wave.
I do that. I repeat back to him. I
bid-
been.
I bid you farewell.
I bid you
Fuck
adieu.
you. Let's go.
All right. Bye. Have a good time.
Alright.
As she puts her bow up,
I just.
you're no better than these bloodthirsty creatures that you call them. Shakes her head and walks.
Sarabas just walks silently alongside you guys.
I'm gonna walk next to Sarah Bass and be like, "So how long have you been a slave?"
My whole life.
Holy shit. Oh no. Where were you born?
I was born on Sahara.
Oh, that's nice. I heard that it's hot there.
Yes. And the black steel doesn't help much.
Ah. We are very much alike.
It is no wonder the fire that boils inside me became so present at such young an age.
Yep. Me too. I too have a fire burning within my soul.
You do?
It does drive me to do things. Recently.
You know of names. The concept is foreign to me. But I wish no longer to be called Cerebus. To me that word is synonymous with your slave.
So you are asking me to name you?
What are human names?
Human names is a way of identifying an individual specifically.
I don't think that's what she meant.
How do you identify yourself with that name? You see yourself as a what is the name? Your name currently? What is it to you?
They call me Cerebus.
Yes, and what
It is, as I said, synonymous with the word slave.
It's like their role.
their position? Well, a human, our name is a way of branding our individuality. So my name is Lou. There is not.
What does a Lu do?
His name's
There
also,
is no
his name's
role
also
be-
his name's it's also 5 minutes, by the way.
And she is whore, but we don't get into it.
What does a whore do?
Actually, a
I
whore
mean,
is a name
I've
for a
been
role.
asking that this entire time.
See, a whore is a sex worker. You know what?
Don't call everybody at Love Life. Don't call her that, because that's not what she is.
Yeah, she is not a whore.
See, I
a
enjoy-
prostitute.
These humans don't understand what they're saying.
So you are a whore,
Yes.
and you are not a whore.
Yes.
She is.
I am because
She is the first.
I am the first.
You are the first.
That is her name.
You are the whore. You are the 5 minutes.
I am the noble.
this is like fucking Drax, dude. He's like gonna like.
The first
Yes.
is very similar to
The
your
second.
culture, as in the first would be my role.
I
My
see.
name is different from that.
So you have
My role
a
is the
position and an individual title.
Exactly.
My individual title is how people know me.
What are your titles?
Honna.
Oh, nah. Sorry, I was just putting it together. You said Ben in it. It took me like 30 minutes to find, but you said Ben. I was just like, man, it's not even here.
They call me Lou Blanchard de Montaigne.
It took me so fucking long to find.
I
I
am
was just
in a
searching.
That is a
Orlesian noble.
long title.
It's for Orlesian nobles. I am
Yeah,
a son of a duke. I am away from home.
Is
Sort of like
a
you.
duke like a position?
Yes, exactly.
Very
It
cheap,
is.
a very large
So there is
ship.
the
Wait,
empress,
wrong.
right? And then there's the princes/princess, which is the children of said empress, who is the leader of our country.
Are you one of the princess?
And then there's a duke or a Grand Duke, which is like cousins and
The
those
grandpa.
that are related to the Empress, but it's estranged. And then there's Duke, who is not related, and we just have we are high titled.
Is
So,
Duke like a
if you were a duke, your name would be
Duke.
Duke Lou Blanchard de Monte.
Exactly.
I'd be Duke Cool. If your name was Duke, would your name be Duke Duke?
Would you prefer an individual name?
We can erase that anyway.
Uh,
I know not many human names.
I have a good name for you. It is one that is very close to my heart, if you would like it.
Hey Lou. If your name was Duke and you were a Duke, would you just be called Duke Duke?
I'd be Duke.
It's kind of funny.
Duke the Duke.
What does
Duke,
Marguerite
Duke.
sound
I
to you?
kind of like
It is long, but it sounds pretty.
It is the name of my sister.
Hmm.
That is, if you want it, of course. It's your name. It should be what you want it to be.
Do humans name themselves?
No, the
Sometimes.
parents.
Normally the parents.
But you can, you can also name yourself. You can also just go get your name changed. You can do a lot.
Usually the parents name the child and the child sticks with it because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
It's what they were raised with. It would change.
But
It
if
would
you
cause
get-
some adjustment period.
But if you get named like Nimrod, you should like change your name.
Exactly.
I met a dude named Dick.
So, a human
Richard?
is named by their
Yeah.
parents, but they can change their name?
Yeah.
If they wish it so.
I have no familial units, so I shall use the name you give me for now, until I wish to change it later.
Marguerite, it is welcome aboard.
Hmm.
It is nice knowing you.
Alright. And as the four of you walk back to Kirkwall, that is where we are going to conclude Dragon Age Eclipse, Episode 1.
Oh yeah.
Thank you all for listening in, and
If you made it this far, props.
yeah, honestly.
I
It's
think-
actually only 2.5 hours. I was expecting a combat, but I'm surprised you guys resolved that without one.
Well,
I'm very
everyone, I
proud.
bid you
It was
adieu.
about 1 minute.